Welcome back here to Grady Field here in the bottom of the second inning. A little bit of a late start today, but nonetheless, glad you could join us. Tim Hanna alongside Sedric Granger. Sedric, it's a scorcher out here today.
It certainly is. You can feel the heat. It's one of those days when we were walking on the field, you're just sweating, just the sweltering heat. You can see the heat waves coming off of the field. And Coach Lanning, he told us that the temperature on the field was 120 degrees because of all the turf that was going on. So definitely a hot day, and we'll see how both of these teams handle it.
Bit of a late start today for us up here in the broadcast booth. The Grady Field complex here at Athletes in Action was without power today. A lot of area of Greene County was impacted by some of the weather we've been having recently, but nonetheless, we've adapted and overcome. Bam Thomas will handle that one to get Peyton Neiman out, the first out of this bottom of the third. Go through quick here the Scouts lineup. For batting first will be Tyler Haskins. He'll be behind the dish. Second will be Colby Ferris out in right field. Third, Ross Smith in center. Fourth will be Matt Early over at first base. Fifth, Roman Thompson over at shortstop, who had a very busy game last night for the 4 innings that we did play. Sixth will be Tommy Rover at third. Seventh, Maxon Polid at left field. Evan Fergola will DH today for the Scouts. Peyton Neiman, who we just saw ground out there, will play second. And on the mound today will be Colby Gromlich. Sedric, you want to take us through the Copperheads lineup?
Certainly will. It was, batting first was Carson Shepard, and on the day he grounded out and had to reach first base on an error. Gunnar Aldridge batting second and playing second base. Bam Thomas is playing first, and he batted third in the lineup. Kyle Radliff batting fourth, batting that cleanup position from his center field spot. Clayton Hodges, who's playing left field today, is batting fifth. Sebastian Silva, the catcher, will be batting sixth for the Copperheads, and then he'll be followed up by Diego Ortiz, the right fielder, who will be batting seventh. Ian Crump batting eighth as a DH, and Matt Friesen batting ninth, playing a little bit of third base today instead of catcher, so it'll be interesting to see him at a new position.
Tyler Haskins will take strike number one. Count to him 2-1. One out here in the bottom of the third. David Go on the mound today for the Copperheads. Did make an appearance last week as part of that road stretch.
Yeah, he had games against the Steam and then also showed up against the Joes as a starter. He's pitched 2 innings on the season. He has 1 strikeout to 5 walks, so that's something that he's going to look to work on here in this game, walking less players. And he's done a decent job of it so far. If we look at the Scouts lineup, there's only been a couple of walks. Only 2 walks so far, so we'll see if he can continue to focus on that. I know that's definitely a focal point of his pitching as he picks up a strikeout there.
Got him looking for strike 3. David Go, just as you talked about it, gets a strikeout there. Already got a couple today on the mound as I mentioned earlier, a little bit late getting started today. Only the audio today, having some few technical difficulties due to the heat, but nonetheless, we'll power on to bring it to you, the fans. 2 outs here in the bottom of the third. Steps in Colby Ferris, and Go delivers. Right down the pipe for strike number 1.
Yeah, for the Scouts, again, this is a type of team where their coach, when we were talking to him, he told us about their phrase, embrace the suck. They've had a lot of postponements and have had to deal with a lot of different things. But this is a team where they wake up every morning, they work out, and then they go and do faith-based activities, whether that's scripture or just having times where they can think about the mental side of the game and becoming better people as well. And then after that, they go out there and practice. So long days for these players. So they're used to the grind, and they definitely had to grind throughout this season already.
Pitch is inside there to Ferris, and I think Silva thought he got it, so we'll be 2-2 now. 2 outs here in the bottom of the third for Colby Ferris, trying to get things going for his team. Scouts do lead the game 1-0 off a score in the first inning.
Yeah, Tyler Haskins was able to reach on a pass ball, and that's how the Scouts, wearing their bright blue jerseys were able to score today. So that's how they're up 1-0 in the bottom of the third as Goes pitched 2 and 2/3 innings. Pretty solid day so far.
Despite the heat, Go looking a lot more comfortable than he did in his first outing as there's a foul ball down that left field line. We'll do it again at 2-2. 2 outs here for Colby Ferris.
Colby Ferris is out of Tarleton State University, Hurst, Texas. And in his last game against the Settlers, or should I say last full game rather, he went 1 for 2 with 1 RBI.
Game last night was cut short due to weather, only played 4 innings. So that game will be made up on June 22nd, I believe.
Correct, June 22nd.
The doubleheader when the Scouts come back to Athens. As Goes pitches inside. Now full count here. 2 outs.
Colby Ferris hit a single early in the game in the first inning.
Chopper not able to be held on by Matt Friesen, who's over there at third base. The Donnie and Class both getting the day off today. So Bam Thomas will take over at first. Matt Friesen slides up to third base. That's a single for Colby Ferris. 2 for 2 on the day so far for him. Stepping in now, Ross Smith, the center fielder, going to work against David Go.
Ross Smith went 0 for 4 with 1 strikeout against the Settlers, which was their last game where they lost 4-7 to the league-leading Settlers, who actually just lost their first game today.
Settlers went down to the Steam earlier today as part of a 2-part doubleheader, rather, as Ferris is going to steal second on a pass ball. So that will move a runner into scoring position now for Ross Smith.
We're here at Grady's Field, which is one of the nicest fields we've seen. It's very natural, kind of reminds me of the big red field at Denison, where we saw the Settlers at. You got a lot of nature, lots of trees around, and small but passionate fan base that is here supporting their Scouts.
Right down the pipe there for David Go. It evens the count here at 1-1 for Ross Smith, the center fielder. The 1-1. Just high there. 2-1 is the count. Scouts do have a runner in scoring position. Colby Ferris was able to advance on the pass ball after his single. There's a fly ball out to right field. Diego Ortiz is underneath it. That will end the inning. Copperheads able to get away with not allowing any after getting a runner in scoring position. So we will return momentarily here. You are listening to Copperheads Baseball on YouTube. Back here at Grady Field for the top of the 4th inning. Audio only today, as we've experienced a little bit of technical difficulties getting the equipment set up, whether that's the electricity getting on late or little computer problems. But nonetheless, we are here. On the mound for the Scouts today will be Colby Gromlich, and he will go to work here in the top of the 4th against Clayton Hodges. Out in left field tonight is quickly down 0-2 here, no outs, top of the 4th. Copperheads trail 1-0. Chopper over to Gromlich, who will finish the job himself. 1 out here in the top of the 4th.
Good vision by Gromlich, taking it on a hop where that ball went about 15, 20 feet in the air off of that hop, and he was able to come down with it, run to first, and that ended up getting the first out for the Scouts, who are doing a great job fielding-wise. They've been sharp out there.
Sebastian Silva steps in now to go to work against Gromlich. Silva struck out his first time at the plate, looking, so he will try to avoid doing that again as Gromlich delivers. First pitch is in there for a strike, right down the pipe.
Copperheads have been in scoring position today as they've had 2 runners get to third base. They just haven't been able to finish the job yet today.
Silva checks, does not go, so that will be 1-1 to Sebastian Silva, the catcher, getting the start tonight as Matt Friesen will play a little third base in relief of Mason Nadolny, and Josh Steidel will get the night off after playing a few nights in a row.
Josh Steidel coming off of a GLSCL Player of the Week, so really solid work for him. But it's great to be able to see more of the lineup as this whole first quarter when we were talking to Coach Lanning is all about just getting a lot of guys, a lot of reps, and to see where everybody's strengths and weaknesses are.
Silva checks again, but that ball will be low. Evens the count at 2-2. 1 out here in the top of the fourth. Copperheads trail 1-0. Gawine kick the deal. Just missed that bottom part, or just missed the bottom part of the strike zone there. So Silva works it to a full count. Great job being patient for Sebastian Silva.
That's something that he's had to do this season, still looking for his first hit, showing patience because I know it'll come to him eventually.
Chopper over to Neiman at second base. Throw down over to first. Matt Early tags the base. So Copperheads quickly 2 outs here. Not quite the same offensive performance through 4 innings that we saw last night, Sedric, but could be having to do with the heat or the travel or...
Probably a little bit of both, Tim, as we look down at the scoring and stuff. Copperheads really didn't get it started till the 3rd inning. That's when they've really gotten things going, and now it looks like that they're off to a little bit more of a slower start. This has been a issue for the team the whole year as we see the next batter come up here, Diego Ortiz.
Ortiz takes strike 1 from Gromlich, who's pitching really well today, finding the strike zone really well. Ortiz, big swing and a miss there. Quickly 0-2. 2 outs here for Diego Ortiz. Copperheads trying to stay cool out here, and temperatures on the field reaching over 100 degrees. That ball will go foul. Matt Early at first base leaned out for that one. Wasn't quite able to snag that one before it went foul. But yeah, Sedric, temperatures on the field reaching above 100 degrees, and players out here just trying to stay hydrated, stay cool, make sure we're not getting any injuries tonight. Ortiz will foul another one off, so do it again here at 0-2.
Of course, Tim, it's definitely important to really consider that heat and making sure people are staying hydrated. I know concession stands, when I saw, there wasn't anything really open because nothing can be really refrigerated when the power is out. So it could create an issue in terms of water. I hope that they are bringing over jugs of water. And then even for us in the broadcast booth, just hoping that Xenia's broadcast, PA announcers, everybody can get some water here.
Big swing there for Diego Ortiz, who will go down on strikes. Copperheads go 1-2-3 here in the top of the fourth. Due up for the Scouts in the next inning will be Matt Early, Roman Thompson, and Tommy Rover. When we come back, we're listening to Copperheads Baseball on YouTube.
Looks like same pitch.
Back here at Grady Field for the bottom of the fourth. Copperheads trail 1-0. Tim Hanna, Cedric Granger, my partner in the broadcast booth today. A little bit of a late start for us, so we apologize for all the technical difficulties today. Carson Shepard has left the game due to medical concerns. It's temperatures on the field reaching above 100 degrees, so Jordan Long will come in to replace him. Shepard looking to stay healthy. Matt Early will take the first pitch for the Xenia Scouts for a ball, so ahead in the count here, 1-0, working against David Go for the 4th inning of work. That ball will miss low, 2-0 for David Go.
David Go had a great time against Matt Early the last time as he struck him out for his first one of the day.
Something we talked about on the broadcast yesterday before our time was cut short is lots of games, 7 games in 7 days, dating back to Sunday's game. So Copperheads not going to keep too many pitchers in the game for as long as they might normally want to. So look for Go to probably go 4 to 5 innings today as one of the primary starters on this team. There's a pitch right off the outside part of the plate called strike. 3-1 now against Matt Early.
Matt Early is one of the guys who's averaging one of the highest batting averages in the league. Has a 600 batting average and 2 RBIs driven in for the Franklin College man. From Mishawaka, Indiana. Ended up fouling off that pitch, so you have a full count, Tim.
Full count for Early as he will foul one back.
So there's a lot of great talent in the league, and Matthew Early's had himself a great start to the season.
The payoff pitch from Go is high outside, so Early will march down to first base. Stepping into the box now will be Roman Thompson, a name we talked about a lot on last night's broadcast for his efforts on the defense.
Yeah, and for Matt Early, getting the walk there, David Go, his biggest issue this season has been giving up the walks, so his issue seems to still be plaguing him a little bit as coach will go up there to talk to him as he's pitched a couple of innings now. He's had some good innings worth of work here as we're working into the fourth. And, Early's just a really dangerous player. He was a person who came in yesterday, did a little bit of damage as well as he was able to get all the way to third base yesterday in the fourth inning before the game got canceled. Or I wouldn't say canceled, postponed. But, yeah, it's been interesting to see how these two teams have adapted to the heat because, oh, my goodness, it is sweltering out there. It's sweltering here in the press box. Tim, I know your computer was having issues with the heat, and we see some players that have come out of the game to just get a chance to get hydrated as we had Jordan Long check into the game at shortstop for Carson Shepard as he went to go get some ice, get some hydration there. And I think we'll see a couple of substitutions here for the Copperheads just to be able to keep guys fresh and allow people just to have that chance to relax. You got a lot of games to get through, and you don't want people having to recover from any sort of heat-related sickness.
Biggest thing today will be keeping the Copperheads keeping the Copperheads healthy and on the field. Go delivers a shot out to center field. Kyle Ratliff able to haul that one in, and Early will remain at first base. Roman Thompson will step into the box now. Tommy Rover will step into the batter's box now to go to work against David Go with 1 out. Scouts lead the Copperheads 1-0 here in the bottom of the fourth. Pitch is low to Rover. Go over a couple of the defensive switches today for the Copperheads. As we mentioned earlier, Mitch Klass and Mason Adolny, the Minnesota boys, will get the night off. So Bam Thomas will be at first, Matt Friesen at third. Middle infield, Jordan Long and Gunnar Aldrich holding it down there at second base. Outfield, a little bit of a mix-up, but some familiar faces out there. Clayton Hodges in left, Kyle Ratliff in center, and Diego Ortiz in right. Sebastian Silva behind the dish tonight as Friesen will move over to third, and Josh Steidel will have the night off. 2-0 pitch there to Rover. He's in there for a strike, so it'll be 2-1 to Tommy Rover.
Yeah, we see a little bit of Minnesota representation in the infield as Matt Friesen is from Minnesota, from St. Cloud. So you still see a little Minnesota presence in our infield.
There's a drive all the way out to right field. That ball will hit the top of the fence there and left. Clayton Hodges gets it in. Looks like there was a tag on the runner at third. Nonetheless, a stand-up double for Tommy Rover as that ball was inches from going out of the park here on the short wall and left at Grady Field.
Yeah, Tim, I thought that ball was gone for a second. I kind of got scared when Hodges went over there and then he did not come up with the ball. But fortunately, when his momentum was bringing him past the ball, we could actually see it on the ground. So fortunately, a great throw by Hodges kept the runners at third and second. Didn't give up any runs there, but with one out, goes in a pretty tough spot.
Maxton Polid will step in now to try and drive in a run with 2 runners here in scoring position. Only 1 out. Pitch from Go is fouled back behind the canopy here. Sedric, today one of the more interesting pregame experiences we've had. Getting to the field, finding out there was no power for us initially, so we had to kind of pivot a little bit.
Yes, we did. So we started doing a little bit of that pregame recordings, which should be on Twitter by the time this gets posted, which was really fun to get to do. Thanks to Trevor Stevens for being our camera guy there, our director of player operations. And then also we kind of just got a chance to be able to sit down in the stadium at Grady's Field and just be able to enjoy the breeze that's coming by, enjoy a little break from the sun. And we saw some of the players out there playing football and just enjoying a little bit of time to be able to hang out and just enjoy themselves. And we got some great conversation with the players.
Friesen not able to haul that ball in as there's a single past him at third base. So Early will come in to score, and the Scouts will take a 2-0 lead here in the bottom of the 4th. 1 out.
Yep, that'll put runners on the corner as it seems like right now the Scouts are really starting to hit their stride on the base pass as they've put together a couple of hits now. That's 2 straight hits in a row for guys that weren't able to get hits their first time around. So there's definitely a steady improvement here for the Xenia Scouts team, looking for their second win of the season. They're 1-3. They've gone 4 days without playing a game to the full 9 innings. So they're really hungry to be out here and playing baseball.
Speaking of action around the South Division today, the Cincinnati Steam took the first game from the Licking County Settlers. As there's a pass ball on the throw over from David Go. Bam Thomas not able to hold on, so Roman Thompson will come over to score, and Tommy Rover will advance to second on the throwing error from, likely going to score that, a throwing error to Go. I'll have to wait for the official on that.
Yeah, difficult break there for the Copperheads. They were just trying to go for their normal pickoff move. And it just seemed like Bam Thomas and Go were not on the same page there, and that results in a easy run there for the Xenia Scouts, who are starting to open up the game a little bit. Now up 3. We've seen the Copperheads make pretty good comebacks throughout this year, as you're going to see a hydration break as, again, the heat on the field is brutal. And the crazy part, Tim, it's going to be hotter tomorrow.
Not something you see very often, a player getting water out on second base, but today an absolute necessity. The Xenia Scouts athletic trainer has been probably the hardest working man on this field today, making sure everybody's hydrated, make sure everybody's able to kind of cool off, stay out of that sun that is beating down here coming in from left field.
Exactly. Hopefully, as the evening goes on, you can see the temperature start to subside just a little bit.
There's another foul ball back from Evan Frogel.
Yep, Evan Frogella. He had a fly out in the second inning, and he's batting 1-4-3 from University of Pittsburgh at Bradford. And it's from Puerto Rico.
Go delivers the 0-1, and Polid will steal down to third. Silva not able to throw it down, as when he kind of tossed that ball up, it went off Fregella's elbow there in the batter's box. Not sure why he didn't kind of move out of the way. Normally you see the hitter take a step back on that throw down, but
Yeah, I figured that's a little bit strategic there, getting the way there and make it more difficult.
There is a fly ball over to Gunnar Aldrich at second. Runner will remain at third base. 2 outs here for the Copperheads as the Xenia Scouts lead 3-0 here in the bottom of the fourth.
Yeah, I'm glad that there's more time now for the Copperheads to be able to make their comeback. What was originally going to happen is if the lights and the power remained out, it was just going to be whoever had the most runs by at least 5 innings once it got dark was going to win the game. And this would be a disadvantageous spot for the Copperheads in that sense, but there's still plenty of time left.
Go delivers the first pitch, swing and a miss to the number 9 hitter, Peyton Neiman. Second baseman, senior infielder from University of Arkansas Pine Bluff by way of Mount Hope, Kansas. The 0-1 is a fly ball out to foul territory, drops just in front of Bam Thomas, who was hustling over towards the bullpen and kind of had to slow up before he made collision with the wall. Probably a smart decision there to just lay off that one. Is it 0-2 to Neiman with 2 outs here in the bottom of the fourth. Scouts lead 3-0.
Neiman grounded out in the third. He was out number 1 of that inning.
Go looks on. The wind to kick the deal. Just missed on that inside part of the plate. The count at 1-2. Scoreboard says 1-1. By my count, it is 1-2. So have to just sit back and wait. Go delivers. Got him looking. Strike 3. That is I believe the 4th strikeout today for David Go. Actually, just the 3rd strikeout for David Go. Nonetheless, limit the damage to just 2 runs here. Copperheads do trail 3-0 here in the bottom of the fourth. In the top of the fifth, due up for the Copperheads will be Ian Crump, Matt Friesen, and Jordan Long when we return to Copperheads Baseball on YouTube. Back here in the top of the 5th inning, Grady Field, Tim Hanna, Sedric Granger. Copperheads trail the Xenia Scouts 3-0 here in the top of the 5th as Ian Crump takes ball 1. Second pitch towards the outside part of the plate called strike. It'll be 1-1. Ian Crump DHing today after spending a little time in the outfield yesterday, as that's a chopper down the left field line. A throw from his back. Nice stretch there from Matt Early. The throw from Roman Thompson on his back, and he is still on the ground, so we will take a quick pause. Hope everything is okay with him. We will return momentarily. You are listening to Copperheads Baseball on YouTube. Back here in the top of the 5th inning after a injury timeout. We hope that everything with Roman Thompson is okay. Blaze Bell will come in to play third base to replace him. Friesen in the box for the Copperheads. And Colby Gromlich still in the game for the Scouts. Friesen a 1-1 count right now. And Cedric, we've already seen how things can get on this field in these kind of temperatures. So we just hope that all the players down there on the field are drinking water, stretching out, making sure they are communicating with the personal trainer as there's a chopper over to second. 6-4. Not able to make the catch. Throw kind of drew him off the bag. So will be an out at second base. Crump will go back to the dugout. 1 out. Matt Friesen's on first, and Jordan Long will step in.
Jordan Long batting .273 on the year. Has driven in a couple of RBIs and is doing a good job pulling up here into the shortstop position in relief of Carson Shepard, who was another one of those players where he went to go get some ice, get hydrated and everything like that, which Can't blame anybody on a day like this.
Absolutely not. First pitch to Long is in there for a strike after a throw over to Friesen at first base.
Yep, Copperheads are down 3-0. The runners that scored for the Scouts were Tyler Haskins off of a pass ball. Matt Early scored off of a, let's see, it's a single. Actually, no, make that a double from Tommy Rover. And that's how he was there. Tommy Rover ended up getting home eventually off of an error. And let's see, that's how we got 3. Yep, 3 runners have scored for the Scouts.
The 0-2 pitch for Jordan Long is fouled up over the hill, past the bullpen there. So 0-2 for Jordan Long. As Sedric said, the Scouts lead 3-0. Not much working offensively today for the Copperheads. Only 3 hits through 5 innings and no runs. Left a couple guys on bases, but not quite the offensive performance we've seen in the past couple games for the Copperheads.
Not at all, and they're going to need something to go real quick. I mean, you're in a situation where they have an opportunity to be able to get some upward mobility in the division as they have the Settlers. The Settlers lost twice today. The Steam only at 1.5 games ahead, and we see Jordan Long go down to strikes.
Foul tip into the catcher's mitt for out number 2, Grady Field, Xenia, Ohio. Athletes in Action complex, a really nice complex. We were kind of coming up the drive. They've got some youth baseball fields, softball fields, football, soccer, obviously Grady Field, and a really nice complex here in Xenia. Nice host for this game. Gunnar Aldrich drives one out to center field. Drifting back is Ross Smith, who will make the catch to retire the sides. So Copperheads go down in this top of the 5th. When we return to Grady Field, it will be the bottom of the 5th. Due up for the Scouts will be Colby Harris, Tyler Haskins, Colby Ferris, and Ross Smith. You are listening to Copperheads Baseball on YouTube. Back here at Grady Field, Xenia, Ohio, for the bottom of the 5th inning. Currently, the Scouts lead the Southern Ohio Copperheads 3-0. New pitcher on the mound after David Go got 4 solid innings of work.
Yep, the
Jake
new
Jordan
pitcher
is on the mound. Sedric.
Yep, the new pitcher will be Jake Jordan against the Joes. He pitched 3 1/3 innings, 2 hits allowed, 1 run, only 0 earned runs, 3 walks, 3 strikeouts, had an ERA of 0, and picked up the win against the Joes. And that was one of those days, Tim, where the pitching was just solid. Him and Sean Peck did a great job being able to close out the Joes, and that was a big reason for why they were able to be victorious on the road. And they look to be victorious on the road again here, but it looks like they have their work cut out for them.
They do have a lot of work to do. Jordan, one of the better pitching performances we've seen. Didn't get the start in that game, but came in relief and really dominated until Sean Peck came in. The 1-1 now to Tyler Haskins. Catcher is chopped down the right field line, rather. Be 1-2, no outs here in the bottom of the 5th. Scouts lead the Copperheads. I don't know why the scoreboard out there says Mariners. Nonetheless, we will carry on. Scouts lead the Copperheads 3-0 here in the bottom of the 5th.
It's been one of those days, Tim. You just got to embrace the suck.
Wise words of Scouts head coach. Told us before the game that's one of the mottos of this team is as they've kind of had a very inconsistent schedule to start the year. A couple of rainouts, couple of delays in their games, as that one will roll foul for Tyler Haskins. So we will do it again at 1-2. That ball got really close to staying fair and not allowing Jake Jordan or Bam Thomas to make a play on it. But it did end up rolling foul.
Yeah, a bit of a late decision there by the umpires, but we'll take it nevertheless, as that's advantageous for the Copperheads.
The 1-2. Chopped. Oh, Jordan not able to make a play. Jordan Long also not able to make a play there. So will be a infield single for Tyler Haskins. On first, that ball just out of the reach of Jordan, who was drifting back behind the mound, and then kind of past Jordan Long as he was drifting over from second to back it up. So not quite what the Copperheads were hoping for to get this inning started. Already down 3 runs here in the bottom of the 5th.
Not at all. I mean, you're coming in, just starting at the game, and you're still trying to get used to the game flow and get used to the heat out there. And some mistakes can happen.
Colby Ferris chops one over to Jordan Long. 6-4-3 double play. Copperheads get him right back on the nice connection from Jordan Long, Gunnar Aldrich, and Bam Thomas. So Colby Ferris will go down. Ross Smith will now step into the box. Try and get things going here for the Scouts in the bottom of the 5th inning, who lead 3-0.
Ross Smith hit into a fielder's choice in the first and had a fly out to right field in the third.
Jordan delivers. Right down Court Street.
Shout out Athens.
For strike number 1. Been trying to come up with something. Don't want to overuse right down Broadway. So shout out to Court Street in Athens. As that pitch is outside, it'll be 1-1. 2 outs here in the bottom of the 5th for Ross Smith. Jordan looks on. Delivers a pitch. Just on the outside part of the plate, called strike. It'll be 1-2. 2 outs.
Wonder how many street names you can come up with here for different calls on the season, Tim.
I think what I'll start doing is looking up the local street name as there's a drop third strike. Silva fires down to Thomas to complete the strikeout. Scouts go down in the bottom of the 5th inning here. When we return, it will be the top of the 6th. And coming up for the Copperheads will be Bam Thomas, Kyle Ratliff, and Clayton Hodges. You're listening to Copperheads Baseball on YouTube. Back here at Grady Field, Xenia, Ohio, Tim Hanna, Sedric, Granger. On the call today, top of the 6th inning, Scouts lead the Mariners. I did it again, Sedric. Scoreboard out there in left field here at Grady Field is still reflecting that the Scouts are playing the Mariners. They are, in fact, not playing the Mariners, as Bam Thomas will chop that one down the right field line. Xenia Scouts are leading the Southern Ohio Copperheads 3-0 here in the top of the 6th. Quickly 0-2 for Bam Thomas, no outs.
Yeah, Tim, just save those Mariners calls for tomorrow because that's who the Copperheads have tomorrow, as they'll be facing off against the team they beat in the first game of the year, the Grand Lake Mariners.
Ball is low, working the count to 1-2. Gromlich's finish there on the delivery kind of scared us a little bit up here as he kind of fell down, took a moment to get back up. Nonetheless, he delivers the 1-2. There's a shot out to shallow center field. Bam Thomas will get on and rounds the bases a little bit aggressively, try and maybe force a throw. But he will remain at first base, and stepping in to try and move him up will be Kyle Ratliff, the center fielder.
Yeah, I've liked what I've seen from Bam Thomas ever since that Jazz game. It seems like he's really been on it now. He's had the great consistency since that game. He's had hits in every performance so far, and he's really delivered for this Copperheads team that needed a really consistent spark. And he mentioned about his strength of being able to spray the ball.
There's another shot into shallow center field as Ratliff will get on base. Hodges will step into the box. Bam Thomas moves up to second base. And quickly now 2 hits here. The Copperheads offense starting to look alive.
Most certainly, and I'm excited for Kyle Ratliff. I know after the 2 strikeouts swinging, he was very, very frustrated. But to be able to come here, first pitch, delivered, and got a single right to the same spot that Bam Thomas did in that shallow center field, that has to feel good for both of these players who've been chipping away with these at-bats, especially throughout the hotter portion of the game. And now as things cool down, it seems like the Copperheads are starting to heat up.
Kyle Ratliff specifically told us that was a big relief off of his shoulder. The slow start to the season, going about 1 for 11, and then not having that elusive home run yet. And after he hit it, I mean, he was 2 for 2 yesterday. Now 1 for 2 today, I believe.
Yep, solid work for Bam Thomas.
Starting to get things working for Bam Thomas as Hodges swings at the 1-0, making it 1-1. No outs here in the top of the 6th inning. Scouts lead the Copperheads 3-0 here at Grady Field in Xenia, Ohio. Hot and muggy night tonight. We've already seen a couple players have to exit the game. Field temperatures pregame were above 100 degrees, as that one is in the turf. Bounces up to Tyler Haskins. It will be 2-1. Good job by Haskins to kind of keep that ball in front of him, as Bam Thomas was ever so slightly inching over to third base. 2-1 here from Gromlich. Looks on. Looks back at second. Hodges will call time. Great job controlling the pace of the game there from Clayton Hodges. Just as Colby Gromlich was starting to get set, Hodges calls time, takes a step out of the box, makes him a little bit more in control of the at-bat, sitting at 2-1. The delivery, inside, pass ball. Runners will advance. Bam Thomas over to third. Kyle Ratliff up to second. 3-1 is the count to Clayton Hodges, who looks to drive in the first couple runs of the Copperheads' evening.
Yeah, there needs to be some solid execution here for the Copperheads. This is a third time in the game where they've had a runner on third, and they weren't able to score any of those times. And with 3 balls, 1 strike, and 0 outs, this is a perfect opportunity to get something going.
Fly ball to the outfield will likely send Bam Thomas home. The 3-1. Wanted that one to go, did not, so he will load the count. That ball was upper part of the strike zone, not quite meeting the credentials for a ball. So we will have a full count here. The payoff pitch from Gromlich. Outside part of the plate, and Hodges will march down to first for the walk, loading the bases, and
you could tell.
Coach will come out to the mound to have a conversation with his hitter, or with his pitcher, rather. Likely his afternoon will be over after doing 5 solid innings of work.
Yeah, gave up at least no runs up to this point. This inning will potentially be something for the Copperheads if they have something cooking with a full count, but I just know for a fact he's got to be exhausted after a performance, but I got to give him all the credit in the world. He went out there on the mound in the sweltering heat, pitched a really solid game for the Xenia Scouts, and I know Coach Tim Cole is going to be very happy with the grits that he's shown and really embracing that every day is a new day sort of mindset. And no matter the challenges that come ahead, he did a great job being able to stay with it. And I have a lot of respect for both teams being able to just have a little taste of what it's like out there. I know it's got to be even tougher for these players on the field, where even players in the bench and in the dugout are sweating because of how hot it is, and the fact that there are a lot of players out here still playing their butts off and doing great things out here in the field on Grady's Field. It's just a great thing. It puts a smile to my face as we're really in the heart of summer baseball, Tim.
That's a very good point, Sedric. Like we talked about earlier in the game, we spent a little extra time down on the field today during pregame, just kind of seeing how these guys prep for games. You know, talking to the guys a little bit, and I mean, we were just sitting in the dugout having a conversation with pitching coach Chase Harris, and I mean, we were sweating. So I can't imagine how these guys are running full speed up and down 90 feet and all over making these defensive plays. So,
of course,
much
Tim.
props to these guys. New pitcher in the game for the Xenia Scouts, who are currently leading 3-0.
Yep, it's Mark Schumer wearing the number 16 jersey. He's 5'10", a righty, and he's from University of Mary, and is from New Ulm, Minnesota. So a lot of Minnesota representation in this game, and Coach Tim Cole talked about his team being a blend of a lot of people from different states. So it's great to be able to see that, see the new face coming into the game, be somebody from Minnesota, which there's a lot of Minnesota representation on our Copperheads. And speaking of new people that have come around, you talked about Chase earlier, Tim. We have a new coach that has joined the Copperhead staff.
Former Ohio University pitcher and Athens County native Chase Harris joined the team today, his first day serving as the pitching coach for the Copperheads. He was a member, fun little tidbit, was a member of the 2018 squad, Southern Ohio Copperheads, that were able to capture the GLSCL title. So Coach Harris, a lot of experience playing summer ball and really knows what it takes to get the wins here in the Great Lakes Summer Collegiate League. First pitch to Silva is a strike, went a little bit too far around on the check swing. Bases are loaded here for the Copperheads. Down 3 runs, no outs here in the top of the 6th here at Grady's Field in Xenia. The 0-1, just outside of the plate for Schumer. Silva awaits the 1-1. Just outside of the plate. Make it 2-1 now for Sebastian Silva. Getting a little bit of play in action today as Friesen slid down to third base and Josh Steidel got the night off.
Yep, Silva looking for hit number 1, and this would be about as great of a time as any to be able to get that with the bases loaded. Could be a big opportunity.
Absolutely, as Silva calls time. Bases are loaded. Copperheads in desperate need of a run here in the top of the 6th to try and keep this one close. Kind of change the mentality a little bit of this team. And, you know, once this team starts to get a couple runs in them, they love to rally. I mean, this team's been down in almost every single game they've played all season, still 3-2. So this team has got a lot of experience in this early part of the season coming back from a deficit.
Sebastian Silva only played 3 games, but he had 1 hit with a double for VMI, so his only hit was an extra base hit.
Full count now to Sebastian Silva as Schumer looks on, trying to work himself out of this jam. Still no outs in the top of the 6th. Scouts lead 3-0. Schumer looks on from the stretch. Payoff pitch. Chopper over to second. Cannot hang on. Throw over to first is in time, but a run will score. Bam Thomas touches the plate a second time just for good luck. Copperheads get one on the board here. Currently trail the Scouts 3-1 now as runners on second and third after Silva was tagged out at first. Diego Ortiz steps in now, the right-handed right fielder. And that ball will hit Diego Ortiz, so we're back to the bases loaded. Still just 1 out. Tim Hanna, Sedric Granger on the call today. We do apologize for the folks at home for not only getting this game to you a little bit late, but for not having the video today. Had some technical difficulties. The stadium didn't have any power for a while, and then the temperatures did not agree well with my laptop. So only the audio here today. Will be back for the game against Grand Lake as there's a big swing and a big strike there for Ian Crump. Sometimes the summer heat gets the best of the equipment. So we'll just push on and do the best we can here to bring the best content for you Southern Ohio Copperheads fans here on YouTube, as well as Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram. Our wonderful social media director, Skylar, has been live tweeting the entire game, as well as every game throughout this season.
Yeah, she's done a phenomenal job alongside Trevor Stevens as well, and we're very thankful to them as they've really been making it happen when it comes to getting the great content out there and making sure people stay up to date on what's going on with the Copperheads. And I really loved having our pregame show on Twitter and being able to just do like a nice little stand-up. I thought that was some pretty great action, really great idea, and really great for social media. And Tim, I think you auto-announced the trivia question answer as well, since we didn't get to finish that off last time.
Yes, I will do that. So, for the folks at home, thank you for participating in the inaugural Twitter question, or trivia question. We will try and bring those to you for most home games, or whenever anything big happens with our team that we can maybe find some inspiration for. So the question was, how many catchers in Major League Baseball history, have won the MVP? The answers were 5, 8, 12, and 18. 44% of Twitter said the answer was 5, and unfortunately that answer is incorrect. The correct answer is 12, so congratulations to 17% of our Twitter poll participants for getting that answer right. Sedric, will you be able to name any of those 12s? I know you're sort of new into the baseball, or into baseball, but are you able to name any?
It'll be tough. Let's see. Give me a little bit of time.
Got Ian Crump there looking on strike 3, and it's quickly 2 outs here with the bases loaded for Matt Friesen.
Yeah, we'll need to see something from the Copperheads, and we're going to need to see them just take advantage of this situation as Friesen is back up.
Friesen, not his best day at the plate, did have a strikeout and a fielder's choice earlier in this game. First pitch to Friesen is inside, be 1-0, 2 outs here in the top of the 6th. Copperheads got one back. They do have the bases loaded. Still trail the Xenia Scouts 3-1. The 1-0. In there for a strike. Evens the count at 1-1 against Matt Friesen.
Curious to see what will be the next trivia question as well, Tim. I know the boys with the Licking County Settlers, with Andrew Allison and Cade Williamson, those guys have been doing the trivia each game, and I'm excited to see what type of trivia we have going forward. Maybe some Copperhead-specific ones coming up, too, as well.
Drew a little inspiration, as you said, from Andrew and Cade. Andrew was on the show for a couple innings with us in that Settlers game, as that ball is way outside, and that's a throw into right field. The overthrow, 1 run comes across, and 2 runs will come across on the overthrow down to first base.
Tim, talk about a great break right there. Is that something where the other team has to make that mistake, and the Copperheads were able to take advantage, and that's a really great break. The game is now tied with that.
The throw from Tyler Haskins behind the dish down to first base to try and get Diego Ortiz out, kind of sailed over Matt Early's head, and Kyle Ratliff and Clayton Hodges both came across to score, as there's another pass ball, so Diego Ortiz now up to third. Friesen will trot down to first base, so we got runners on the corners, 2 outs. Tie ball game now after the Copperheads put 3 up in this top of the 6th inning. Sedric, just another example of how gritty this team is. Coach told us that after the Xenia game, but my God, they just keep doing it.
Yeah, they just keep fighting and fighting, and all it takes is just one person just to be able to be the one that chips away a little bit and gets that first run. And then once that happens, it is just a total avalanche, as the Copperheads now have 3, and this game is all tied up in a snap.
Jordan Long awaits the first pitch, which is outside. Diego Ortiz on third, Matt Friesen on first. Copperheads have tied the game here in the top of the 6th with the Xenia Scouts at 3 apiece. 1-0 count to Jordan Long, 2 outs. 1-0 on that outside part of the plate again, and that seems to be a consistent spot here for the home plate umpire. Has been calling them just on the outside part for right-handed hitters on the outside part of the plate there, but he has been consistent all day. I'm standing right behind the left-handed batter's box, and something we've seen. Runner goes. And what an excellent execution there by the Southern Ohio Copperheads. Friesen stole, and they kind of held the ball there for a minute before they threw down. So Diego Ortiz was able to come across and score, and the Copperheads are now up 4-3 here in the top of the sixth. 4 runs in this top sixth inning. There's a swing from Jordan Long, but what a well-executed play by Matt Friesen and Diego Ortiz.
Yeah, Friesen almost just froze the defender as the second baseman tried to come up, make a play, and Friesen kind of stopped before he got to second base. So there was no play at the plate. Ortiz went in, took advantage of the time, and was able to be able to get into home plate. And then to make it even better, we saw Friesen even make it to second. But now that they got their side retired, it seems like only the score from Ortiz will count, but still a great play by Friesen nevertheless. And coach is going to go and give him a hand there and give him a handshake for his excellent play.
Jordan Long goes down on strikes, so the Copperheads are retired here in the top of the sixth, but not before they take the lead. Southern Ohio Copperheads lead the Xenia Scouts 4-3, and we will be right back with the bottom of the sixth inning, rather. You are listening to Copperheads Baseball on YouTube. Back here in the bottom of the sixth inning. First Scouts batter, Matt Early, is quickly retired on the ground out. So one quick out here for Jake Jordan and the Copperheads defense, who just took the lead in the last inning, 4-3, off a couple of good plays there. A double steal attempt gave them the lead. Matt Friesen, Diego Ortiz, a really nice heads-up play there.
Yeah, I mean, it was a very unconventional way of scoring. Actually, each of the runs were very unconventional. The only one that was a little bit normal was Bam Thomas's scoring on a sacrifice grounder by Diego Ortiz.
There's a fly ball from Roman Thompson out to right field. Catch is made over the shoulder by Diego Ortiz. So Ortiz getting it done here in the later part of this game.
Yeah, he's starting to make some plays, coming to his own a little bit, as this is his best game of the season right now. When you combine the sum total of his fielding as well as batting and being able to get a run, he did a great job stealing home the last time around.
That 314 corner in right field is the shortest part of the ballpark where Ortiz was kind of drifting out to, but ball did stay inside the park, so be 2 quick outs here as Jake Jordan delivers the first pitch. Ball jumps back behind, and Tommy Rover will await the 1-0 from Jake Jordan. Copperheads currently lead 4-3 over the Xenia Scouts in the bottom of the sixth inning after an explosive 4-run sixth from the Copperheads. Second pitch from Jordan is outside, so it'll be 2-0 for Tommy Rover. Rover takes that one for a strike. Works the count to 2-1. Really started to cool off here at Grady's Field outside the press box as we take a quick breather, and that ball will be fouled down the left field line towards the Scouts' dugout. But definitely different temperatures than what we saw at the beginning of this game, Sedric.
Most certainly. It feels very relieving, and I'm hoping it feels very nice for the players as well, as you can now see a few players really active out there. You have some of the pitchers that are in the bullpen over there just hanging out, throwing the football a little bit, and at least you have people outside. Almost everyone had to be in the dugout just to stay in the shade.
Did have a couple new pitchers join the team today, so they're getting a little bit of bullpen work. I'm sure we will see them as this week goes on because as we've mentioned quite a few times, the Copperheads play 7 games in 7 days. As there's a chopper over to Gunnar Aldrich, who just moving a little bit too quickly, not able to hold on to that ball. So Coach Lanning letting him know to kind of slow down there a little bit. So
Exactly. Just a quick feet situation. We saw from Carson Shepard back in game 1 as well, where you see the play coming to you, you want to sprint to it as fast as you can and just be able to be there, and it just gets past you just a little bit. So Aldridge will learn from that, and we'll see if he gets another play towards him at any point during this game and see if he can right those wrongs.
Gunnar Aldridge, the second baseman and shortstop from Michigan State. One of the more steadies on this lineup as well. Played quite a few games already. I believe only sat one game this season. So he'll learn and get better. And we've seen that from really all the guys on this team. Maxton Poland now stands in and fires a shot out to left field. That ball will go foul as Diego Ortiz wasn't really close to that out there in right field.
No, it was just a good spot. I mean, it was about a foot away from being able to be fair, and that would have definitely scored a runner. Yeah, that's kind of a good break for the Copperheads there that it did just foul out.
Yes, it is. So we'll do it again at 1-1 count for Maxton Poland. 2 outs here in the bottom of the 6th. Copperheads lead 6-4, courtesy of an explosive top of the 6th. 4-3, rather. Courtesy of an explosive top of the 6th inning for the Copperheads offense. 1-2 now to Poland.
Yeah, it was great to see them get something going there as the first couple of innings was kind of a dead zone offensively. And they had opportunities, they had chances, but when you get the bases loaded with no outs, that's a situation where you need to get some runners on, and they did a good job getting the lead.
Kind of changes your mentality a little bit there as you look up on the scoreboard here in left field at Grady Field and you see 5 zeros in a row and then all of a sudden a 4 and your team's in the lead. So pitching with a lot of confidence here for Jake Jordan, who has a little bit of room to work with now. 1-2 is the count. 2 outs. Runner on first. Maxton Poland awaits the 1-2. Jordan looks on. Delivers. Swing and a miss for strike 3. So the Copperheads will hold on to their lead here in the bottom of the 6th inning. You are listening to Copperheads Baseball on YouTube. Back here in the top of the 7th inning, Copperheads lead the Xenia Scouts 4-3, courtesy of a 4-run 6th inning for the Copperheads offense here at Grady Field, Xenia, Ohio. Tim Hanna alongside Sedric Granger. A little bit of a different platform today. We're going only audio as the heat did not work well with our equipment. Gunnar Aldridge grounds that one over to third for the first out of this 7th inning.
Yeah, we better hope, Tim, that this day of rest will be really important for the computer to be able to get back to its top performance level. And also having the fans from the computer that you use to cool off the computer have been really great here in the booth. Just being able to get a little bit of cool air coming up here is not the best start there of the inning for the Copperheads, but we'll see what happens.
Bam Thomas shows bunt, but the pitch is way outside, so 1-0. Yeah, Cedric, much like this Southern Ohio Copperheads team, my computer has not had a day off in a few days, so much needed rest for that, and we hope that everything works out and we're able to bring you the content you, the fans, love watching. 1-1, 1 out for number 1-4, Ashton Thomas, as that one will hit him, so he will march down to first base, take the free pass, and Kyle Ratliff will step in now to try and keep the momentum rolling for the Copperheads team, who leads 4-3.
Yeah, Bam Thomas now for the day. He is 2 for 3 with a walk, so really solid numbers.
Kyle Ratliff steps in and awaits the pitch from Schumer. Schumer delivers, and there's a drive out to right field. Going all the way back is Colby Ferris. So Bam Thomas will have to rush back to first base as right field here. Only 314 feet, the shortest part of this ballpark here at Grady Field.
Yeah, I'm interested to see what will happen if Josh Steidl gets the hit on this field because all of his home runs on the year have been towards right field, and that'll be a very short right field for him to work with. So he might be a very dangerous batter here the next time we come and play.
That's a very good point, Sedric. Steidl, 3 home runs on the year, 2 of them coming against the Cincinnati Steam last Friday. Good enough to earn him the GLSCL Player of the Week. Hodges now awaits. Pitch in the dirt. 2-1. 2 outs here for Clayton Hodges. Bam Thomas still on first base. Schumer looks on, calls time. There's a shot out to right center field. That ball will drop. He will get the sign to come in as Hodges legs one out for a triple. Bam Thomas will score. The Copperheads will extend their lead 5-3 off the Clayton Hodges triple.
What a terrific play by Hodges. He's gotten a couple of triples on the year, and this time he's able to drive Bam Thomas home as it seems like the Copperheads have come alive here late in the game. And you know the phrase, it's not about how you start, but about how you finish. I feel the Copperheads really exemplify that phrase, Tim.
I don't think that one makes Coach TJ Lanning very comfortable, as you know, you hate to see your team trail for 5 innings in this game. But yeah, Sedric, you're absolutely right. This team really coming alive here in the 6th and now the 7th inning as they extend their lead to 5-3. Big swing there from Sebastian Silva. Clayton Hodges on third after the triple. Starting to cool down a little bit here at Grady Field in the top of the 7th inning. Copperheads lead 5-3. Schumer looks on, delivers the 0-1. Way outside. Silva works it back to 1-1. The 1-1. Just missing that outside part of the plate. So it will be 2-1 here. Clayton Hodges, one of the best offensive performances we've seen today from the Copperheads.
Yeah, he has a single, a triple, a walk, and 1 ground out. So he's made contact on every at-bat today, and a solid number of 2 for 3 with a walk and an RBI.
Big swing there from Silva. Makes it 2-2 with 2 outs for number 2-9. Copperheads lead 5-3. Schumer delivers the 2-2. Chopper down the right field line. Coach Harris makes a nice play on that ball and keeps that one from hitting the bullpen fence here at Grady Field.
Yeah, Tim, he just retired 3 weeks ago. He's been playing baseball. He's still in the mix there, and he shows why he could still get out there and get dressed for the Copperheads if he wanted to.
Chase Harris, former pitcher for Ohio University, as Silva will go down on strikes. So the Copperheads will leave 1 aboard, but not after scoring another one, courtesy of a Clayton Hodges triple. You are listening to Copperheads Baseball on YouTube. Back here for the bottom of the 7th inning. New pitcher for the Copperheads comes into the game, number 32, Joshua Robinson.
Yeah, Josh Robinson on the year. He has a ERA of 10.8, has 2 strikeouts, 3 walks, but his most important thing is that his last game was his best game. He had 1 inning pitched, gave up 1 run, which was earned. He gave up 1 hit, 2 strikeouts, and did pick up the win against the Jazz. And one thing that really makes me happy, Tim, is that he's pitching here in front of his home crowd, as he's from Jamestown, Ohio, which is nearby, only about 25 minutes here from Xenia. And a lot of his family is here supporting him, as every time, as soon as he got onto the mound, you just saw a big applause from the right side of the section as a lot of his family and friends are here to support him, and I'm glad he gets a chance to be able to be out there and pitch. I'm really happy that the coaches let him do that and gave him an opportunity to be able to pitch at home.
Evan Fergola chops one over to Gunnar Aldrich, who lightly tosses it this time over to Bam Thomas for the first out of the inning. So 1 up, 1 down as the Copperheads try to hold on to this 5-3 lead here in the bottom of the 7th. Copperheads went scoreless through the first 5 innings and have now put on 5 runs in the last 2 innings. Latest run came courtesy of a Clayton Hodges RBI triple. First pitch from Robinson is down and in the turf, so 1-0 to Peyton Neiman. Robinson looks on and delivers the 1-0. Inside part of the plate for him. 2-0, 1 out here in the bottom of the 7th. Not many defensive switches for the Copperheads yet so far, just that pitching change in this most recent inning.
Yeah, we've seen Jordan Long come in for Shepard as well earlier in the game, but that's about it there.
Saw Shepard up and walking around a little bit, so he is doing well. That's good. Carson Shepard, one of the more consistent starters on this team at the shortstop position. The 2-1 is chopped over to Friesen at first, who fires a throw in the dirt, hops up, great scoop by Bam Thomas to complete the second out of this 7th inning.
All I got to say to that is, heck yeah, Friesen. He did a great job being able to run inside as the ball did not go directly to him. He really had to go inside and be aggressive, and he made a great play there. And switching from his catcher position out here to third base, it definitely can be an adjustment, but he looks really great out there. It seems like a natural fit.
Offering a lot of versatility for head coach T.J. Lanning, making himself well-versed in multiple different positions, so giving himself a few more opportunities to play here as Tyler Haskins steps in and will take the first pitch in the turf. 1-0 for him. 2 outs. Copperheads lead the Scouts 5-3 here at Grady Field on a cool now but hot earlier Tuesday night in Xenia, Ohio. Robinson delivers the 1-0. Outside, 2-0.
I also want to thank the Copperheads fans for really showing out today here at Grady's Field. It almost feels like the Southern Ohio Copperheads have the home field advantage, even though they're on the road a couple hours away, which is something that's a big advantage.
A lot of excitement when the Copperheads do make good plays as Robinson delivers the 2-0. Now make it 3-0 to Tyler Haskins.
Haskins on the day, he is 1 for 2 with a walk and a run.
Copperheads nursing a 5-3 lead here in the bottom of the 7th. Grady Field, Xenia, Ohio. The 3-0. High, and that will be a 4-pitch walk for Robinson, who got the first 2 batters pretty easily, but now sort of motions are settling down maybe, and 4-pitch walk, something we don't see from him a ton. He will go back to work against Colby Ferris now here with 2 outs.
Yeah, we've seen a lot more walks today, Tim, than they did last game, so a little bit of a relapse here, but we'll see if they can continue to be able to work on that and just throw strikes. That's what Coach Lanning told us a bunch of times. We just need guys in there throwing some more strikes.
First pitch in there for Robinson is a strike, working against Colby Ferris here, 2 outs, 1 on. 0-1 as Robinson looks on and delivers the 0-1. Great job there by Silva to catch that ball a little bit up in the zone and hold Haskins at first base.
He did a good job really snapping around those hips to be able to be oriented towards first base to be able to make a throw.
One of the most impressive things in baseball is catcher pop times, as that one is chopped down the left field line. Ross Smith from the on-deck circle makes a nice play on it. 1-2 for Colby Ferris. But catcher pop times are one of the most fascinating things in sports. Really shows how athletic you have to be at that catcher position to be able to pop up from your knees. Runner goes. As that ball will get behind him as he will kind of slide into second. Haskins kind of slid into second and thought about going 3, but Silva was able to get that ball back in time and hold him at second base.
Yeah, it's a good work on that where's Waldo sort of play there as you're trying to find the ball or the runner. You can feel the pressure behind him. And I don't think the runner even saw that it was a pass ball. I think he was just going to go for stealing that base no matter what. And he definitely could have got the third if he had his eyes up, but he was unable to do that, so he just got the second. But still, stolen base for the Xenia Scouts who need something.
Robinson delivers the 2-2. High. So 3-2 now, 2 outs here in the bottom of the 7th. Copperheads nursing a 5-3 lead here at Grady Field in Xenia, Ohio. Robinson looks on, delivers the payoff. Swing and a miss. Silva will chase him down to complete the 3rd out of the inning. Copperheads hold the Scouts again to no runs. And we'll head to the top of the 8th. Looking to add a couple more runs to their lead. You're listening to Copperheads Baseball on YouTube. Back here in the top of the 8th inning, Diego Ortiz, sharp grounder over to Tommy Rover at shortstop. So that will be one quick out for the Copperheads here as Ian Crump steps in.
Ian Crump on the day has a single in the 5th inning and then went down to strikes and grounded out as well to put his total at the day at 1 for 3.
First pitch to Crump is right on that outside part of the plate there. Another strike. So 0-1 for Ian Crump. Schumer delivers. Big swing there from him. 0-2 now. 1 out here in the top of the 8th. Copperheads looking to extend their lead over the Xenia Scouts. The 0-2 to Crump on the outside part of the plate. 1-2, and Crump will stay alive here with only 1 out. Schumer delivers. Again, outside part of the plate, 2-2. Crump will even the count here.
I think it's pretty critical here for the Copperheads to be able to build some more separation. You're up by 2, so there is a little bit of pad there, but a little bit more would be even better.
As there's a shot out to right field. Colby Ferris able to get underneath it. Quickly 2 gone away here for Matt Friesen. Copperheads on the road tomorrow, facing the Grand Lake Mariners for the first game up there after the Mariners came down and saw us in Athens last Tuesday. First pitch to Friesen, outside part of the plate there for strike 1.
Yeah, I believe it'll be a pretty tricky game tomorrow as I know that Mariners, they're going to remember that first game very, very well, and I think they'll be out for revenge. So it'll be interesting to see how the Copperheads deal with a team that has a revenge mindset. And it's also, I guess technically that'll be the first time that they'll play a team twice, at least in terms of a full game. Maybe that's counting the chickens before they hatch, but we'll see. But the Xenia Scouts, they did get to see them a little bit. You got to play them for 4 innings, but not 2 full games. So it'll be interesting to see how the Copperheads respond to that challenge tomorrow. But they got a challenge in front of them right now, which is closing off this game.
Strike 2 to Friesen on the inside part of the plate. 1-2 to Friesen, 2 outs. Schumer looks on, delivers. lower part of the plate, make it 2-2, and Schumer, other than giving up a couple of those runs there, has been able to locate the zone really well as he pitches the 2-2, fouled back for Friesen, so we will do it again at 2-2.
Yeah, he's looking very sharp right now. It seems like he's working really well with the pitches in his repertoire. A couple of breaking balls thrown in there as well as the fastball. And we'll see which one he dials up to Matt Friesen.
The 0-2. Chopper over to third base, fires, and completes the third out. So the Copperheads go 1-2-3 here in the top of the eighth. And nursing a 5-3 lead. You are watching Copperheads baseball on YouTube. Back here for the bottom of the eighth, Robinson will pitch to Ross Smith, who takes the first pitch outside for ball number 1. Copperheads currently lead the Scouts 5-3 here at Grady Field in Xenia. Tim Hanna, Sedric Granger. Sedric, a little bit of an unconventional broadcast style today.
Most certainly. As you see the lights start to come on in this canopy here, it was a hotter day. We had to do a lot of adjusting on the fly, but I just want to say hats off to you, Tim, for coming up with the extra solutions and different ways to be able to solve this issue and still get a broadcast out there.
Big swing there from Smith to make the count 1-2. Robinson pitching here at Grady Field today. Grew up about 10 miles from here in Jamestown, Ohio, and fairly sizable Copperheads crowd here. Getting a lot of support. Pitch is a little bit outside. 2-2 is the count to Ross Smith.
On the day for Ross Smith, he hit into a fielder's choice in the first, had a fly out in the third, fly out in the fifth.
Robinson looks on and delivers the 2-2. Outside part of the plate will load the count here at 3-2. No outs for Ross Smith. The payoff. Fly ball out to right field. Will drop right in front of Kyle Ratliff. So not quite able to get all the way from deep center where he was playing in towards the infield in time. So that will be a single for Ross Smith. Matt Early steps in now to try and do something with that single.
Yeah, Matt Early is a guy who doesn't have a hit today, but he was walked, and when he was walked, he was able to get all the way around the base paths for a run.
Ross Smith on first, quick little throw over there. Something just to keep him honest. No real threat there from Smith, as Early stands in to await the first pitch of his at bat. Robinson looks on. Delivers. Big swing and a miss there on the inside fastball. So 0-1 for Matt Early. Robinson. The 0-1. Back on that inside part of the plate, and Early kind of sat back on that one as that was a very similar pitch to the one he just swung and missed. So 1-1 will be the count for him. Throw back to first base. Again, no real threat there from Ross Smith as Bam Thomas reels that one in. 1-1 for Early, who awaits the pitch from Robinson. Pitch is a shot out to left field, and that ball is off the top of the wall. So Early will come around right into third, and what an amazing throw by Clayton Hodges from the warning track. Puts it right in Friesen's glove. Nearly in time to make the tag there.
It was a beautiful throw, and for a second I thought that was a home run. I almost can't believe that it bounced like off of the top of the wall there. It looked like it was gone, and it just somehow figured out a way to stay in play, which is much to the good fortune of the Copperheads. That would have tied the game. But even then, with 0 outs and a runner on third and a runner on second, it's definitely a threatening issue as Robinson will have his work cut out for him.
That's the second ball now in this game that's kind of hit off that left field wall near the top part of it. So Robinson here in a bit of a jam as he faces Roman Thompson with 2 runners in scoring position. The leading run is at the plate. Robinson will look on and deliver right downtown for strike number 1. A bounce back pitch there by Robinson, getting that fastball to him. So 0-1 for Roman Thompson. Second pitch is just outside, 1-1, even to count. Good job by Silva keeping that ball in front of him. The 1-1 is a fly ball out to center field. Ratliff running over to make the catch, but a runner will come in and tag as Ross Smith comes in to shorten this lead to just 1 now as Scouts coming back a little bit in this one. Copperheads currently lead 5-4 here with 1 out in the bottom of the 8th.
Yeah, that was a great job by Blaze Bell. He's one of those players that had a really great game the last time around. He's come in for the injured Roman Thompson, which we hope he's all right, and he did a great job with this at-bat. That was his first at-bat, I believe, since coming in, and he started off quite hot.
Tommy Rover looks, takes the first pitch outside, 1-0. So only 1 out here for the Xenia Scouts, looking to do a little bit more damage with a runner on third. Rover. Second pitch is outside, 2-0. Working against James Robinson. Not James Robinson. Apologize.
Tommy Rover. Got the Jacksonville Jaguars running back kind of in there. We were talking about the NFL earlier today, and there's been a lot of flip-flops around as we see the Mariners on the scoreboard. And when we had the power out for so long, you just have a lot of things that are a little out of whack today.
A little bit different prepping today, so didn't quite get my mind probably where it needed to be today to do the best broadcast, but doing the best we can here for that pitch is another ball, so that will be a 4-pitch walk for Tommy Rover.
And you're doing just fine on the broadcast, Tim. I mean, it is 90-something degrees, and the heat is definitely up there all the way, and we do not have a lot of ventilation here in this press box. We can't turn the lights on because that'll attract the bugs, so we're just working with what we got. But, yeah, now the Copperheads find themselves in just a little bit of a jam. You have runners on the corners, and this will be the end of the day for Robinson, and we'll see the closer for the day come in as he gets a standing ovation, and all of his teammates come out of the dugout to be able to give him a handshake, a high five, and a little bit of encouragement as we'll see the final pitcher of the day come in for the Copperheads. And it'll be a tough task being able to close out this Scouts team with a runner on third, runner on first. Only 1 out. So, Tim, this is one of those times in the year where it's going to be very pivotal. You need to get this win early. It's a tough road till after having a game postponed. So, Copperheads, it's a kind of a gut check spot, and they've had a couple of those this season, and they're going to have to show real grit here if they want to come away with a victory on the road. It's difficult to do that. They went 2-2 on the road stretch with a couple of really solid wins, but a couple of really bad losses. So we'll see how it goes here for the Copperheads as we're going to see the new pitcher come in as we'll look for the number on the jersey.
Take a quick break here in the bottom of the 8th with 1 out. Copperheads still lead 5-4. We will be right back. You're listening to Copperheads Baseball on YouTube. Back here in the bottom of the 8th inning after a quick pitching change. Luke Borer, the sophomore right-hander from Ohio University, comes in, hopefully to close this game out in the last inning and 2/3 for the Copperheads, who currently hold a 5-4 lead, but the Scouts are trying to come back in this one. Got a runner on third, and in the box will be Maxton Polid. Silva will trot back out to the mound just to make sure that he and his pitcher are on the same page here, as probably try and force an infield grounder to complete the double play, get out of this jam.
That would be huge. They need to just find some way to be able to keep the score at 5-4. And this is what I was talking about in the last inning. I was hoping the Southern Ohio would be able to increase the lead a little bit, add a little bit more pad, just in case some mistakes happen down the stretch. Now it's a tough spot for Borer, who has been the best pitcher so far for the Copperheads in terms of closing games. But this will probably be his toughest task to date as a Southern Ohio Copperhead.
Currently nursing a 1-0 lead with runners on the corners. Borer looks on, delivers the first pitch. A strike. The lower part of the strike zone, but nonetheless a strike. Maxton Polid looks on.
It's quite a great pitch right there, as it was a little bit inside, and the catcher, Silva, had to make a move out there and still hitting the strike zone just a little bit.
Runner will go on the pass ball, and 1 run will score for the Scouts as Matt Early comes in, touches home, and it is now a tie ball game here in the bottom of the 8th inning off a wild pitch from Luke Borer.
Yeah, that was a mistake where it was about the worst possible time in the game to have that occur, as now we're tied up and the runner advances from first to second. So definitely a little bit of trouble here for the Copperheads as Borer and Silva, even though they tried to have a little meeting to get on the same page, and they did deliver a pretty solid pitch there, but they just weren't able to corral that.
Early jumped on that one quickly, as that ball will fly over Polid's head, and Silva able to reel that one in. 1-2 to Maxton Polid. Borer trying to work himself out of this jam as 2 runs are now across here in the bottom of the 8th. The score is tied 5-5. Here with only 1 out.
Dangerous play there as it went almost right for the head.
Still working that inside part of the plate. 3-1 to Polid.
Polid on the day, singled in the 4th, had a fly out in the 2nd, and a strikeout in the 6th, so he's 1 for 3 on the day.
Right downtown, as Polid thought he was going to get a walk there, but Borer will load the count here at 3-2, 1 out. Tie ball game here at Grady Field in Xenia. Athletes in Action Sports Complex. The payoff hits Polid in the back, and he will shake that one off and march down to first. Now got runners at first and second. So still only 1 out. Got him down to 2 strikes, but not able to seal the deal, Sedric.
Nope, not at all. And really, these are mistakes that you can't afford to have happen, especially late in the game. Worst case scenario here, the Copperheads need to be able to at least keep the score at 5-5. You have a tie game. If you can keep it at 5-5, you give your team a chance to be able to pull off a win. But we'll see. It's going to be a tight game to the finish, Tim. And we might see some walk-off action. We might see a game-winning play or a game-winning run or two, some late-game heroics. Or maybe we might see the first overtime game of the year. Tim, and there's some interesting rules that it gets to.
Overtime rules work a little bit differently here in the GLSCL. And if those rules do apply today, we will have them, of course, ready for you, the viewers, to avoid whatever confusion. But first, it'll be Evan Fergala, who takes ball number 1 on the outside part of the plate. Runners on first and second. Here with 1 out in the bottom of the 8th. Scouts have tied the game here in this 8th inning. Second pitch is fouled straight back into the netting, make it 1-1. Copperheads in their orange road jerseys, Scouts in the powder blue. Pitch is flown out to center field. Kyle Ratliff will make the sliding catch, and the runners will have to retreat back to first and second, respectively. What a play there by Kyle Ratliff.
Yeah, that was absolutely critical. If he did not come up with that ball, a runner more than likely would have scored, especially given that he had to dive for that one. It would have been tough for him to make a recovery in time. So Ratliff might have just saved the game here for the Copperheads, as that would have put the Scouts up in the lead. But now there's 2 outs, and now they just need to get 1 more for Borer.
Peyton Neiman awaits the first pitch from Borer. 2 outs here in the bottom of the 8th. Copperheads tied with the Xenia Scouts at 5 apiece. Grady's Field, Xenia, Ohio. Here on a hot Tuesday night. First pitch to Neiman in there for a strike. That pitch also in there for a strike, so 2-0-2 now for Peyton Neiman, and Borer only 1 strike away from ending the damage here and giving his offense a chance to get themselves back in this game. Borer looks back, delivers. Chopper to Jordan Long, who will throw it over to Bam Thomas, complete the out. Scouts get 2 back, and we'll tie this game at 5 apiece. We're going to the top of the 9th. Copperheads need some help to get things done. You are listening to Copperheads Baseball on YouTube. Back here in the top of the 9th, the Copperheads will get the top of the order, so it'll be Jordan Long, Gunnar Aldridge, and Bam Thomas. They will work against Trey Ricco, who delivers the first pitch in there for a strike.
Yeah, Trey Ricco's from University of Tennessee Martin, and is from Denver, not Colorado, but Denver, North Carolina. He's a right-handed pitcher and stands at 6'2", wearing a 44 jersey. Delivered a pitch
in there for a strike. So 0-2 now to Jordan Long, and Copperheads starting to run out of time here in the top of the 9th here after giving up 2 runs in the bottom of the 8th to tie this game at 5 apiece. Yep. Ricco, the 0-2. Outside, his hat kind of comes off there. 1-2.
Yeah, put all he had into that pitch right there. It's put up or shut up time here for the Copperheads. They need something, at least 1 run, to be able to give them a lead and give Borer a chance to just be able to defend it.
Ricco, the 1-2, and Jordan Long thought about swinging at that one. Lucky he didn't go all the way around.
It's very close. Very close. He almost could have went around. Just held back. Good discipline.
Copperheads looking for their 4th win of the season. Currently sit at 3-2 in 3rd place in the South Division. The 2-2 chopped over to Coach Lanning, actually, standing down there on the 3rd baseline. So we'll do it again here at 2-2 for Jordan Long.
Long has come in for Carson Shepard earlier in the day, looking for his first hit.
Jordan Long, the 2-2 is high, so Long works the count full here. And Copperhead's got a little bit of life in him. Trey Ricco on the mound. for the Xenia Scouts. Rico looks on. The payoff pitch is in there for a strike, and Jordan Long will go down swinging for out number 1. Copperheads have just 2 outs remaining.
Yeah, it certainly helps the Xenia Scouts having a fresh arm in there late in the game. He's got to just sit down in the shade during the really hot portion of the game. So he still got to feel the heat a little bit, but now he's pretty well rested, coming into the game fresh against some hitters that I know have got to be pretty tired from a lot of fielding and feeling the pressure.
First pitch to Gunnar Aldridge is low, so it will be 1-0 for him as his at-bat gets underway here. 1 out. Top of the 9th. Second pitch is high and outside, 2-0.
Gunnar Aldridge also looking for his first hit of the day as he's 0 for 4. A couple of ground outs and a couple of fly outs.
2-0 is fouled back right into the net. Headed straight for the press box here. So Aldridge making contact, trying to see that ball all the way to the barrel of that bat. And when he gets a hold of one, Gunnar Aldridge has quite a bit of power in that bat, but just hasn't really been seeing it today. As he'll take that one in there for a strike. Now 2-2 to Gunnar Aldridge.
Tell Copperheads are starting to feel the pressure a little bit as home field does make a big difference in this league.
The 2-2 is high. So now that'll be the second straight batter with a full count. Rico able to strike out Jordan Long on the first full count. And now we'll go to work against Gunnar Aldridge here full.
Yeah, I'm feeling the tension even myself right now here in the booth.
Wind to kick the deal. High, and Gunnar Aldridge able to march on down to first base. So Copperheads got one on here with 1 out. And Mr. Bam Thomas will step up to the plate, trying to keep his excellent game rolling.
Yeah, Thomas has a double and a single as well as a walk today. So he's 2 for 3 with the walk. And they definitely need him in this spot here as Gunnar Aldridge is on first. And it's great that Aldridge was able to get the walk there because at least getting one guy on is just all you need sometimes to be able to just get the momentum start to go, get the car engine started.
Especially with this team who really has been excellent at rallying all year long. Bam will take that first ball at his feet. So 1-0 for him, 1 out. Gunnar Aldridge on first. Rico delivers. Outside part of the plate there, 2-0 now for Bam Thomas.
Yeah, a lot of pitches already now for Rico. Even though he's coming in fresh, he's had about 15 pitches just through 3 batters.
Rico worked the first 2 batters full, now has Bam Thomas 2-0 with only 1 out. Able to get Jordan Long swinging, and Gunnar Aldridge down at first. Looks like Rico feeling a little bit uncomfortable up there on the mound, and Scouts coach will come make sure he's all right. We'll take a quick break here. You're listening to Copperheads Baseball on YouTube. Back here in the top of the 9th, Copperheads trying to get this one done on the road here at Grady's Field in Xenia. New pitcher coming in for the Scouts after Rico had to leave the game. It'll be Alberto Lopez, who has a 2-0 to Bam Thomas. That one will go inside, so now 3-0 to Bam Thomas.
Yeah, it's an interesting spot for Albert Lopez to come in from Middle Georgia College in Mainville, New Jersey. He's a right-handed pitcher and 5'11", but yeah, Bam Thomas had to deal with 2 different pitchers in an at-bat, which is quite an interesting experience.
Pitch is in there for a strike. Looks like we also have a pinch runner in there for Gunnar Aldridge. I believe that's Trey Rucker. As he runs down to second, going in for the steal. He'll be in there safe. And Bam Thomas will march down to first base. So now 2 on, 1 out here for Kyle Ratliff, the center fielder who's been making a couple plays out there today.
Yeah, I love what I saw right there to be able to put Trey Rucker on the base paths. He's been a guy who's been very, very tough on the base paths to be able to get out and catch him stealing. So he did a great job getting to second base there. And now you got 2 runners on for Kyle Ratliff to work with.
Lopez looks on, delivers the first pitch. Big swing there from Ratliff. Good point there, Sedric. Trey Rucker, one of the more active Copperheads on the base. When you think of mischievous base runners, you think him and Carson Shepard. As there's a shot out to deep center field. That ball is carrying. Kyle Ratliff puts that one out of the park. That's a 3-run home run in the top of the 9th inning. Kyle Ratliff gives the Copperheads the lead here. 3-run homer.
That's an hasta la vista for Kyle Ratliff as Ratliff absolutely hammered that ball. That ball was a comet coming off of the bat, going to left center field, and that is exactly what the Copperheads needed. It couldn't have come at a more opportune time, Tim, and that has us on our feet here in the press box. Despite the heat, despite the adversity, the Copperheads take the lead back in the 9th inning.
I'm gonna put Coach Lanning's words in his mouth for him. When he comes up to do the post-game interview today, this team is gritty. This team refuses to lose. They go down early. They come back. They put up a 4 spot in that 6th inning. They then give up 2 in the bottom of the 8th. What do, Cedric? They come around, 3-run home run in the top of the 9th, now have an 8-5 lead here with still only 1 out.
Yeah, and how about that for Kyle Ratliff, one of the leaders of the team? When we were talking to Coach Lanning about the guys that are leaders of the team, Kyle Ratliff was one of the guys that he named. He's a vocal leader out there, and seeing him make a big play in a big moment for his team, especially after the way the day started for him. He started off with 2 strikeouts swinging, but what did he do? He kept going at it. He kept swinging, and it paid off for him in a big way. And now the Copperheads just got to keep their lead, but if I were them, I'd want to keep scoring. And Clayton Hodges, I know his mindset for this game is to keep scoring. And, oh, my Lord, that's the type of play that gets you on your feet.
One of my favorite parts about baseball is seeing these players able to quickly work themselves out of their slump and deliver. You saw Kyle Ratliff, 2 strikeouts throughout the game. And then what does he do? Delivers the 3-run home run to take the lead here in the top of the 9th. I mean, this team did not score a run until the 6th inning, now leading 8-5. Hodges has the count worked to 3-1 with 1 out. Here in the top of the 9th, Copperheads have just retaken the lead against Alberto Lopez and the Xenia Scouts. The 3-1 is got a check swing chopped into foul territory, so be a full count now here for Clayton Hodges, who kind of walks that one off. Maybe took that one off the closer down the barrel or near the handle of that bat, rather.
Yeah, I feel like that hit him right on the hand. That's not an easy one to be able to shake off there.
The payoff pitch from Lopez fouled right back to me.
Thank goodness there's a net there.
Thank
Oh, my
goodness
gosh.
for the net, or I might have had to make a play on that ball. I put down the glove a long time ago, though, so not sure if I would have been able to do that. Nonetheless, we'll do it again here at 3-2 for Clayton Hodges. Lopez looks on, delivers a pitch, and that one is also fly ball out to left field. Pollitt is able to make the play on that, so 2 down for the Copperheads, and that will bring up to the plate number 29, Sebastian Silva, spent the evening behind the dish, and Copperheads looking to add to their lead here after the 3-run home run by Kyle Ratliff, scoring Bam Thomas and Trey Rucker, who came in to pinch run for Gunnar Aldrich. Lopez looks on. Big swing there from Silva. 0-1. Now to him with 2 outs.
See, despite all the troubles that we had, Tim, it's really great that we were able to get at least some sort of broadcast going here, especially with the way these players have battled. To be able to get something and some sort of semblance of what happened in this game is going to be essential.
Silva will take that off the thigh, so he will come down to first, and Copperheads just continuing to battle here in the top of the 9th. No give in this team. Diego Ortiz will come up to the plate to try and add to this lead total. Yeah, I feel really bad for Kyle Ratliff. Wasn't able to get that monster home run on video for him, but nonetheless.
God, no, we're going to make sure to tell that story and make sure that it ends up being something that we get to talk about because, man, was that one heck of a home run.
There is a blooper over to the second base gap, and Ortiz will slide into first, something you don't see very often, but able to make a play there to keep himself alive, keep the Copperheads alive. So Silva will advance to second. Ortiz gets on at first, and Ian Crump comes in now to try and keep this thing rolling as the Copperheads have already put up 3 here in the top of the 9th, working against Alberto Lopez. Big swing there from Crump. Quickly down 0-1. 2 outs, 2 runners on. 3 runs scored here in the top of the 9th, Sedric. I'm still thinking about that. Still thinking about that Kyle Ratliff home run.
Yeah, that was something special. Just talk about clutch. I mean, there's still time left to go as the Copperheads still need to be able to protect the lead when it comes down to it in the final inning. It'll be up to the arm of Borer to close out the game, and we'll see if the Copperheads can be able to stave off the Scouts' final attack here. But, man, what a response. After in the bottom of the 8th, the Scouts tied it up, and Borer did a good job to make sure only 2 runners scored to keep it tied. And we saw a strikeout to begin the inning, and we kind of got concerned. But Copperheads, they were able to get some momentum as we saw Rucker and, Aldridge get on base first, and then Rucker pinch run for him and then get a stolen base. Well, Bam Thomas also ended up getting onto first with a walk, and then it all led to Kyle Ratliff getting that big home run to right center field. I think it bounced off against the trees. He absolutely destroyed that ball.
1-2 to Ian Crump as Lopez looks back at second, fires that one in there. Just kissing that outside part of the plate, and it will be 2-2 with 2 outs, 2 runners on for number 10, Ian Crump. Lopez looks down, back at second, back at Crump, and delivers. There's a pop fly, back foul behind the press box here. More of a press shed actually here at Grady Field. They've got a converted shipping container with very nice amenities in here. Would have loved a fan, but beggars cannot be choosers. So
hey, you brought your own fan, Tim.
Great job taking care of us here at Xenia. They've really been accommodating with our changes of plans today, and with the power being out, it was a bit of a fluid situation. So shout out to the Xenia Scouts and the Athletes in Action complex to really take care of us today. As it's a full count now to Crump with 2 outs, 2 runners on. Lopez will look back at second. And the payoff pitch, big swing and a miss there for Ian Crump, but Copperheads have the lead here in the top of the 9th going into the bottom half of the inning. Last chance for the Xenia Scouts, courtesy of a Kyle Ratliff 3-run bomb. You're listening to Copperheads Baseball on YouTube. Here in the bottom of the 9th, Jared Oakes comes in to seal the deal for the Southern Ohio Copperheads as he puts the first pitch right downtown. 0-1 to Tyler Haskins.
Haskins on the day got it started for the Scouts. He had a run in the first inning, but has been pretty quiet since then. Has had one single and a walk. So he's actually put in a pretty solid day of work here for the Scouts. They'll look to get something going for him.
Haskins kind of moved on that one like it was going to be inside, but caught the outside part of the inside part of the plate. And 1-2 now for Jared Oaks, who comes in for the Copperheads, nursing a 5-8 lead here in the bottom of the ninth, trying to seal this one. Oaks delivers the 1-2. Big swing and a miss there. Strikeout number 1 for Jared Oaks. Copperheads now have 2 outs remaining. Copperheads took the lead there in the top of the ninth inning, courtesy of a Kyle Ratliff 3-run bomb.
And oh my, was it a bomb.
Colby Ferris will step in now to work against Oaks. Oaks delivers. First pitch is in there for a ball, just touching that inside part of the plate.
Colby Ferris has 2 singles on the day, also hit into a double play and struck out, 2 for 4 total.
Another defensive move for the Copperheads as Trey Rucker moves over to second. Jordan Long gets on that. Infield chopper over to Bam Thomas for out number 2. Copperheads now just need 1 out to complete the comeback win here at Grady's Field in Xenia.
Yeah, we'll see what they can do. They just got to get one more, Tim. Just one more, and they can escape.
Ross Smith, potentially the last batter of this game, will step in to the box to work against Oaks.
It is. And if you're the Copperheads, you don't want Ross Smith to get on base here because the next guy up will be Matthew Early, who's batting .600 on the year.
First pitch just outside for ball number 1. Copperheads trying to get this one done on the road after a steamy day. Neither team really took BP on the field or infield, outfield. They just got a little bit of cage work, a little bit of bullpen work for their pitchers, and so not a normal conventional start to this game, but both teams not really showing that, as this has really been a battle back and forth all day.
Most certainly has. It's a 2-0 count.
Big swing there from Ferris, or excuse me, from Smith. So 1-2 to Smith with 2 outs. Jared Oaks on the mound for the Cheads, trying to close this one out. As he looks and delivers the 2-1. Pop fly back behind the press box here. Now 2-2. Jared Oaks down to his final strike now, trying to complete this save. Copperheads would love to come away with a win here after the Licking County Settlers fell today in both games against the Cincinnati Steam, trying to maintain pace with both of those teams in this very competitive South Division. Jared Oaks looks on. 2-2. Just missed the outside part of the plate now. 3-2 for Jared Oaks.
Yep, I saw what he was trying to do with that breaking ball, and it was a great pitch. It just didn't break nearly enough. It's almost there, though.
The payoff pitch from Oaks. Foul tip, and Smith barely got a piece of that as it kind of popped in and out of Silva's glove behind the dish there. So we will do it again here. Full count. Jared Oaks working against Ross Smith. Copperheads lead 8-5. Full count here. 2 outs. Oaks delivers. in the dirt, and he will walk Ross Smith. So the scout's not out of this one yet, Sedric.
Not at all. And it's a very dangerous situation as Matthew Early is up. He's already scored twice on the day. And he's the type of guy where he can go and get something big at a moment's notice. He has he had a double earlier today, and he also was able to reach base on balls and came into the day batting .600. So he's going to be very dangerous. It'll be a tough test for Oaks.
Oaks delivers the first pitch in there for a strike. Early, one of the best hitters in the Great Lakes Summer Collegiate League, and with a runner on first base here, they're not going to be able to take the lead, but able to get a little bit of work done as Oaks delivers another strike in the same exact location. So it'll be 0-2 to Matt Early, looking to close things out. Matt Early looking to keep this game alive. Jared Oaks looking to close this game out as that pitch is wild, and Silva had to leap up to get that one. Really athletic play there by Silva to save the pass ball.
Yeah, he showed a lot of his athleticism, and I've just been really impressed with this whole catchers group for the Copperheads. They really have some impressive guys at that position.
Josh Steidel, Sebastian Silva, and Matt Friesen, all three really athletic catchers, and have kind of been anchors for this pitching staff. Big swing and a miss there. Strike three. Jared Oaks comes in to close this game out, courtesy of a Kyle Ratliff 3-run home run. Outfielders will celebrate. Out there in the outfield, do a little dance, and the rest of the team comes out to embrace Jared Oaks, and the rest of this infield is the Copperheads will take this one 8-5. In Xenia gets a nice, impressive road win, something this team absolutely needed with the home stretch coming up.
Exactly. So with the home game that they had in this road stretch, it ended up getting postponed. So it basically just added to this road stretch, Tim. It's difficult to have to do that. And the Xenia team, they basically got to scout out, kind of a little nod to their name, the Copperheads yesterday in that first game. And they were able to come back today, play a little bit better than they did in that first time around. But the Copperheads, they did a good job of staving them off, and they showed a lot of gutsiness down the stretch. And Kyle Ratliff with the major clutch play late in the game, and then also from Jared Oaks to be able to do a great job being able to finish off the game. And I'm just impressed with this Copperhead squad. They are up to 4-2. They are now tied for second place, just behind the Cincinnati Steam, or behind the Steam and behind the Settlers here. They'll be half a game behind the Settlers, who are 4-2. Copperhead's now 4-2, and the Steam are up to 6-1. So they'll have a little bit of catching up to do if they want to reach them, but still, great win for the Copperheads, much needed, and they'll have another tough out next game against the Mariners. But if they keep playing like this and they keep doing this great down the stretch, I feel they have a chance to be one of the best teams in the South Division.
Copperheads just do not give up. This team absolutely refuses to lose. So props to this team. Stick around, folks. We will have the offensive MVP of this game, Kyle Ratliff, joining us here in just a couple moments, as well as Coach Lanning and Joshua Robinson to hear his reaction about pitching for a little bit of a hometown crowd here. So stick around. You're listening to Copperheads Baseball on YouTube.
The Copperheads were victorious by a score of 8-5 today, and I'm here with Josh Robinson. And Josh, on the bus, I heard that you were playing a game not too far away from home. How did it feel being able to have a lot of family out there in the crowd rooting for you?
No, man, it was awesome. As a kid, this is what you dream about, getting able to come back to hometown, see all your fans, see all your family, your boys. Honestly, just an unreal feeling. I'm still trying to soak it in right now, man. It feels great.
Awesome. Congratulations on that aspect. And then also congratulations on the win. You guys showed a lot of grit down the stretch. If you could describe the team's effort today in one word, what would you describe it with?
Just a lot of grit. I mean, we got guys that come in after me, save the day. We got Kyle. Shout out Kyle. He, had a hell of a catch. Three-run home run. So, just a lot of grit. This team plays with a lot of grit.
Yes, for sure, for sure. And then also, just with this pitching staff, did you guys have it all scheduled out? And did they say, like, hey, you're going to get to pitch in front of your hometown? Did it all come up like scripted?
So I was actually pretty nervous because I didn't think I was going to get in. So I got the chance, and thankfully I didn't do too bad. So
awesome. Yeah. Congratulations on the win once again, Josh.
Thank you.
All right, the Copperheads once again won by a score of 8-5, and I'm here with Kyle Ratliff, who made some amazing plays down the stretch. And Kyle, just take me in your head. How did it feel hitting that home run to be able to go ahead in the game?
Yeah, no, it felt great for sure. It's been something I've been waiting on all summer, and came pretty natural this past spring. Had 10 of them this season, so just used to be a natural feeling. So getting out of my own head and sticking to my approach, and so it felt great to finally get that one barrel.
Yeah, and down the stretch, Kyle, you showed some really great leadership. You made some great plays for your team. How have you seen your leadership grow as the year has gone on?
Yeah, for sure. Well, I definitely had a lot of people that I could look up to learn that leadership from. And so being that person that sets that example for somebody else is definitely something I've been trying to do and pass on to somebody else. So it's something that's expected from myself and to my peers. So, yeah.
Yeah, and it's definitely present. Your coach actually talked to us about how he named you as one of the leaders of the team alongside Josh Steidel as guys that he really pointed to. And then also, what is something that you learned about yourself and the team from having performances like this where you guys are in a very adverse situation and then you guys were able to come out on top?
Yeah, definitely building from adversity, finding that within yourself. It's all about, knowing who you are, you know what I'm saying, instead of getting in your own head. And baseball is a mental game, so being able to rely on the fact that you know who you are, what kind of player you are, and no matter what happens, you can overcome anything. So, being able to remember that is definitely something that's going to help on the ball field.
Yeah, it's definitely present with the team. You guys overcame a lot in this game, going on the road, winning your second straight road game as well. So, Kyle, congratulations on that victory.
Thank you.
So the Copperheads were victorious 8-5 today, and I'm here with Coach TJ Lanning. And Coach, just take me into the dugout. What was the feeling when Kyle Ratliff hit that home run?
Absolutely massive, explosive. These guys, like I told you from the beginning, we're gritty. All right, we're going to find a way to scratch back and get back into a ball game. And we had a big hit by Kyle Ratliff, and it put us on top there in the ninth. So, and then we had Jared Oaks come in and slam the door. So very proud of the guys and the way they battled. We came in here, played on some hot turfus. All right, it was about 110, 115 degrees out there. It was a drainer today, but we battled through the elements and came out with the victory.
Yeah, I'm really proud of your team. I'm really proud of how you guys performed and dealt with the adverse conditions. Do you think the heat was a reason for the slow start today?
Yeah, most definitely, man. This is some intense heat out here. I never thought it would get that hot up here in Ohio, but it felt like Florida today out there playing. So, yeah, it definitely had a big factor to do. But, like I said, we're going to find a way to come back and still a ball game.
Of course. And is there anything that you really learned from your team after this game and the way that they performed?
Yeah, that it takes the whole complete team, not just one guy can go out there and win it for you. It took a collective effort on the mound today from 4 guys, and it took everyone at the plate to scratch and get on base somehow, some way. So their guys are gritty.
Awesome. Congratulations on the win, Coach, and we look forward to seeing you guys again tomorrow.
Thank you.
Copperheads come away victorious in this one, 8-5. Jared Oaks comes in, gets the save today, shuts the door, as Coach Lanning said, on the Xenia Scouts. And a little bit of a preview for tomorrow's game against the Grand Lake Mariners, a team we've already seen, saw them on opening night. What's your biggest preview for that game tomorrow on the road?
Yeah, watch out for the Mariners. I think they're going to come into that game very, very determined. They lost to the Copperheads in the first game, and they pretty much had the Copperheads on the ropes. They were leading for all of that game until the sacrifice fly by Josh Steidel to end it off. And I feel like the home crowd really helped the Copperheads to be able to overcome those Mariners. But they're going to be a tough out, and I know they're going to be ready on their home field to be able to get some revenge on the Copperheads. We talked about revenge against the Settlers and revenge against the Steam, but this is a real look-ahead spot for the Copperheads. They really can't get into that sort of mix where it's like, oh, we got the Steam coming up. We have the Settlers coming up. Those are revenge games. We want to beat them because there's a team that has our game circled, and that game is next for the Copperheads. So they're going to have to come out sharp. A slow start will not be able to be something they could really afford. That's going to be my sort of breakdown of the game. So watch out for it being to be a close game. I'm hoping the Copperheads can be able to pull off a victory. This team has showed me they could do anything these last couple of games, so we'll see what they do. But now 4-2, they're in a really good spot in the division, and going into those games against the Settler and Steam, main thing you need to do, keep pace.
Absolutely, Sedric. Should be another bit of a heater tomorrow out on the field when we're up in Salina for that game. First pitch will be 7:05. Hopefully, all the equipment cooperates tomorrow and we can bring you the video stream. If not, we will again resort to just the audio stream. So, for all of us here at the Southern Ohio Copperheads, Director of Player Operations Trevor Stevens, Social Media Director Skylar Watts, I'm Tim Hanna. That's Sedric Granger. Thank you for listening. Final score tonight, Copperheads 8, Xenia Scouts 5.